Hey there, I hope you're ready to paint. Okay, I'm Miss Jennifer. I'm with the Charlestown Clark County Library, so hopefully you have your kit that you picked up for your unicorn painting. First, you need to make sure you watch the setup video. So go back, watch the setup video so you have everything ready to paint. Okay, so go do that if you haven't. If not, we're going to go ahead and start painting. Alright, so today we have our unicorn painting. And I am going to do step by step how to do it, and you're going to follow along with me. Whenever you feel like you need to catch up or pause and then paint and catch up, just pause the video and then you can play it whenever you're ready to paint some more. So we'll go ahead and get started, all right? Okay. So we're always going to start with the thing that's furthest away from us. So we're going to start in our background area. So this area back in here, and we're going to put white down first, and then we're going to add our color. So I'm going to use, I gave you 2 brushes. So you have 2 brushes, you have your paint tray, you have your canvas. So we're going to outline with this flat brush, and then we're going to blend with this wider brush. So we're going to start with the flat brush, and we're going to go to white. Your tray looks just like my tray. So white, and I like to wipe the white on this side of the tray like this so that my brush looks flat and skinny like this. Okay, and we're going to do the pink side first. So I'm going to turn my brush so it makes a skinny brush line like this. I'm going to go skinny brush line around the outside of the moon. If you get a little bit on the moon, that's okay. Not a big deal because it's going to have white in it anyways. Now I'm going to come out and make it a little bit wider. So now I'm going to turn my brush after I outline it and make it a little bit wider. There, just like that. And we're going to kind of outline across here. This landline here a little bit with white. And we're going to go around our unicorn. I went ahead and outlined my unicorn in Sharpie just so that you could see it better, but you don't have to. You wouldn't want to outline in just any marker because it might bleed or spread or, not look good. Sharpie's the only one that I've found that doesn't like bleed when you paint over it. So I'm going to outline with my thinner brush, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of wipe it out a little bit. You can see I'm just kind of generally going around there and getting in those areas. And then go ahead and fill in the area a little bit. I'm just going to stick to this half right now. Then I'm going to take this bigger brush, put white on the tip, just like that. I'm just going to kind of wipe it in. And I'm just going like doing X's, like different directions. It's not necessarily a perfect X, it's just, that's what I call it, because it goes diagonally this way and then diagonally that way. Just up in that area. Over in here a little bit. It comes down to the unicorn. Okay, that. There you go. Now, I'm not going to clean this brush. I'm going to leave the white on there because we're mixing on the canvas. So we're going to go to the pink and just dip a little bit. Let me show you. So dip the tip in the paint and then I'm going to dab it off and get the extra excess off. So it just looks like that. And we're just going to kind of do our X's. Be careful around here. Just kind of lightly touching it. I don't want to have a gap in the sky between the moon and the sky. That would look really kind of weird. Just dab it on your brush, and whenever you apply more paint to your brush, just dab it back off. I'm just kind of getting in close around my unicorn. I don't want any white areas, so if I go on the unicorn, I'll just wipe it off. The only thing you want to make sure, because black's going to cover this pink, but the one thing you want to make sure that you don't do is you don't lose the outline of your horse legs and things like that. You want to make sure you still know where those are. So you don't want to cover them with so much paint that you don't see them anymore. You can hit the edge over here with this while you're at it. When I said hit the edge, I meant like go ahead and get the edge like that. And I need more pink. Don't want any gaps. And I kind of like the variation of, you know, the lighter pink in some areas and the darker pink in some areas. And I'm hitting the edge up here because I have pink on it. There. And if you feel like you have too much pink, then you can just, you know, kind of wipe your brush off. Get a little white. Dab it off like that. You can put a little more white in there. It's one of those things you don't want to over mix it though. You don't want to brush it too much. You kind of want to leave a little bit of texture in there. That's what makes it look cool. There we go. Yeah, I know I got it on the unicorn. That's okay. Make sure you don't have gaps between your moon here and your sky. So it should be pretty solid. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to clean it in my water. Make sure you get your brush really clean. You got to really dab it at the bottom of that cup to get the paint out of the middle. And you're going to want to squeeze it out over your cup and get it really dry. Then you can maybe even put a little bit, dab it on your paper towel a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do this side and we're going to put our white down first, just like we did. Now I'm not really touching that pink because I don't want to pull it over in here. So I'm just going right to it and then stopping. And I'm going to kind of get in between those, and yeah, I'm brushing over top of them a little bit. It's okay. As long as you can still see them. Don't put so much white on them that you can't see them, but see, I can still see those. I can even wipe them off a little bit. Still see them. But you don't want to leave them empty, because that would look kind of weird. There we go. Get in that tail area. And I don't know if you can still see it, but I can. And that's, you know, as long as you can see it on yours, that's what matters. If you can't see it, then you're going to take a little piece of paper towel like this and roll it up like this. dip it in a little bit of water, squeeze the water out of it. So you have this like little eraser, and then you can go back and kind of erase the things that you can't see. So make sure that you can see them. If you can't see them, just let it dry, and that'll be fine. There you go. Is that better? Okay. Now we're going to take our brush. I'm not cleaning it at all. And if it's gooped up with white, maybe wipe it off some. And go to your light blue. This is a sky blue. And you know how we dabbed it off with the pink? We're going to dab it off with the blue. And just start on from this side and work your way in. Hit all your edges. Oh, I got a little hair from my brush in there. There we go. I'm just kind of dabbing in there. We might have to wipe it off again with our little piece of paper towel. Just don't lose it. Don't lose your outline. But still make sure you get in there. Okay. And go up to it with the color. Get between those bottom legs here. And there. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit closer to that blue. I'm going to wash my brush and I'm going to squeeze the water out of it. Anytime you need to pause and catch up, just pause, it's fine. Not a big deal. I'm taking a little bit of pink and I'm going to work into that blue. Once I work into that blue, blue's going to be on my brush, so I can't go really back too much. See how I have pink and then it's kind of purple-ish. And pick up more pink. So anything I bring over is going to have that little blue tint to it. And I want to bring a little bit over, but I don't want to go too far with it. I want to pay attention to how far I'm going to go. Yeah. That's about as far as I'm going to go. Make sure your brush is really dry when you do that, otherwise it's going to kind of smear instead of blend. So this brush we're going to go ahead and clean. Get it really clean and then lay it to the side. Squeeze the water out of it. There we go. We're going to go back to this brush with the white. If you have a lot of paint in here, you might have to wipe it out with your little paper towel eraser. Okay, now I'm going to outline in here. This I want to be white, white, white. And I'm just going to follow the shape of that moon, follow the contour of it. Go ahead and get your edges as you're doing it. Make sure you get the edge of the canvas, because that's one place sometimes the paint doesn't want to stick very well. Just blend it in. All right, now I'm going to take a little, I didn't clean my brush either. I'm not going to. I don't want to because we're going to blend. I'm going to take a little pink, put it on my brush, and I'm going to start, see it's darker in here. So I'm going to kind of start in here with making that shape. See how it's rounded? You can even carry that around the edge while it's on your brush. And I'm just letting it fade off of my brush. I'm not adding any more paint. Just let it fade off your brush. Now if I want to leave it like this, I could. If I want to make it darker, and add a little more pink. And just work my way from the point out. Just like that. I'm just kind of doing the edges as I go so it all looks the same. There. Now, if I felt like I put too much pink on it, I would probably wipe my brush off, wipe the pink off my brush, and take a little white and say, oh, I think that's too much pink. And then I'll just put some white back on it, like that. Okay. There we go. Now that's less pink. I think that looks better. What do you think? Maybe a little streak of pink through here. You're just going to have to be the judge of what you think looks good on yours. You like it with more pink or less pink? Just don't put too much paint on it or you won't be able to blend anymore. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Now, we're going to wash our brush out. You're going to have to tap it on the bottom of that water container and squeeze it out. Wipe it off. And we are going to put a little bit of, well, we're going to put a little bit of white right through here. Going over top those feet, so don't lose your feet. I'm going to make it a little bit wider, probably about 2 brush widths wide. So 1, 2 brush widths wide. So I have 1 brush width wide across and another brush width wide across. It doesn't have to be exactly that. But that gives you an idea because I know you can't see this light. Okay. Now we're going to take our brush and wipe the white off of it. We're going to take a little black, come down here, start working that black up into that. I didn't start down here because my brush still has white in it and I want that to be black, true black. So this is going to fade into it a little bit, into that white. Just makes it a little bit lighter. Go up to the line and let it fade out. Make sure you don't have any texture from your canvas board showing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wash my brush so I can get true black down here at the bottom. So down here it's going to be black, black, black. Make sure you touch your edges. There. And you can go ahead and paint that edge while we're at it. Just go all the way across. You might have to lift it up a little bit. When you're painting and it's laying on the table, lift it up off the table, like, lift it up off the table and then paint the edges. Otherwise, you're going to paint your table. And hopefully you have newspaper or tablecloth down, but still, you'll lose a lot of paint that way. And you don't want to lose any of your paint on the table. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to kind of wipe my brush down because it got really thick, so I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm not changing colors, I'm just wiping it off so it's not all goopy, and I can have a little more control with it. So I'm going to just get the tip of the brush and paint, and I'm going to start, I like to start at the point and pull in. So make sure all this is dry, and just start at the points and pull in like that. And just keep your brush really pointy. So just keep wiping it flat every time you get paint. If it has a ton of paint on it, you're gonna have a really hard time doing this. So just wipe it flat each time. Every time I get paint, I wipe it flat. There. There we go. And just kind of keep going through and outlining around it. And then you can go back and fill it in. And I'm just painting it so it's smooth. And kind of brush over it so it looks smooth. Because this is more of a silhouette of a unicorn. go. Getting really close. My brush is starting to get really thick with paint, so I'm going to wipe it flat again. Just keep it flat as you can get it to outline with. You can still see my little hoof here. And paint this where it shows darker than what it was before. And just go back over him or her and smooth it out so it looks nice and even. Consistently go in the same direction. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to wipe this paint off of my brush. And if you need to pause for a minute, go ahead and pause and catch up. When you come back, make sure you clean your brush really well. Get all that black off there. Because that is not easy to do. You might even have to clean your water. If you clean your water in your parents' sink, make sure you wash that yucky paint down. And it doesn't get, it goes down the drain, not all over the sink. Okay, so this one has some splatters all over it. Can you see? Can you see the splatters all over it? Okay, so I'm going to show you how we did that. I'll lay this down a little bit. So I just take my brush, and it's clean. There it is. I just take my brush so it's clean. And glue you down a little bit. And I take my finger and I run my fingernail across there and let it flick onto it. So I'm laying it down so gravity kind of works with me on this one. Okay. See how it just flicks on there? Kind of put some more on there. Just wherever it lands is where it lands. That's fine. And I just move my brush and kind of point at different things. It can land on the unicorn, it can land in the sky, it can land on the moon. I don't have, if I see a spot that I don't think has enough on there, I'll kind of get closer to it. Definitely make sure that you have something underneath you because this kind of goes everywhere. It makes a little bit of a mess. Okay. So now you can see. So now you can see that it has little specks of white everywhere all over it. You might have to wipe your fingers off. I'm definitely going to have to because I made a mess. Okay, so we have one more step. I would suggest getting a Sharpie like this and maybe writing your name real small. So you want your name pretty small, like you would at the top of a school paper or something. You don't want to have a nice painting and then put your name on it and it looks like it's the focus point because it's so big. Like I've seen kids go, oh, I'm writing my name across, and then it becomes the focus point. You want your name to be small. That's just your signature. You want people to have to look for it. So you could do a Sharpie, or you could get a small pointy brush and paint it on, like down here in white. That would be fine. But make sure you do that. And make sure also that you've painted your edges. So see how I painted the edge on this? So if you've not painted your edges, go back and touch up around your painting, tops and bottoms, all four sides. I haven't done my bottom, haven't done my edge, but I'm going to. So make sure you do that. And once it's dry, you can go ahead and stick it up on the wall. But before you stick it up on the wall, I want you to hold it up in front of you. I want you to smile real big, and I want you to take a picture and then have your parents post it on the library website so I can see it and see what you all did. Make sure you stop in and thank Miss Colette for doing this for you all and having me help you do this. This was her idea, so give her all the credit. Tell her you loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun. Hope you had a good time. So we'll see you hopefully next year. Have a good summer.